What happened to the Dark Lord after the destruction of the ring he sought so fiercely? So many questions arise when we reflect on the state of events when the ring was destroyed and how they were connected to the fate of so small a thing. Welcome, explorer of worlds, as we embark on a journey beyond the fall of the Dark Lord Sauron. After the destruction of the One Ring, what shadow remains of the Deceiver? Today, we delve into the origins of his essence and the echoes of his malice to uncover the fate that befell one of Middle-earth's most formidable foes. Sauron, the Master of Lies, once a Maiar of Aula, succumbed to darkness. His ambition to dominate all life is encapsulated in his creation of the One Ring, now quoting, "For within these rings was bound the strength and the will to govern each race, the silmarillion of the rings of power and the Third Age." This quote highlights the essence of Sauron's power, his desire not just to rule, but to fundamentally control the will of others, a theme central to understanding his character and his downfall. The cataclysmic end of the One Ring in Mount Doom's fires marks the collapse of Sauron's dominion, now quoting, "And into this ring he poured his cruelty, his malice, and his will to dominate all life. The Lord of the Rings, the shadow of the past." Here Tolkien reveals the heart of Sauron's power and his fatal flaw, his investment of self into the ring. This act made him invincible so long as the ring existed, but also vulnerable to its destruction, underscoring the peril of placing one's essence in external power. With the ring's end, now quoting, "His spirit passed into the shadows. He was utterly vanquished. He could never again regain by his own might a shape wherein to appear before men or elves. The silmarillion of the rings of power and the Third Age." Also this passage which reads, "If the ring is destroyed, then Sauron will fall, and his fall will be so low that none can foresee his arising ever again. For he will lose the best part of the strength that was native to him in his beginning, and all that was made or begun with that power will crumble, and he will be maimed forever, becoming a mere spirit of malice that gnaws itself in the shadows but cannot again grow or take shape. And so a great evil of this world will be removed." Gandalf, during the last debate. These passages elucidate Sauron's impotence post-ring, a shadow devoid of form or influence. It speaks to the theme of ultimate justice in Tolkien's work. Despite the vast epochs of darkness, evil is rendered powerless in the end. Let us pause to understand the nature of the Maiar to whom Sauron belonged. The Maiar are divine spirits, beings of the same order as the Valar, but lesser in power. Originating from the thought of Ilúvatar, the One, they are immortal, existing outside the bounds of mortal life and death. Unlike mortals, whose fates are tied to the physical world, the Maiar's essence is spiritual. We read, quoting, "For the Ainur are immortal, and their will springs directly from the thoughts of Ilúvatar, so that they cannot be destroyed until the fulfillment of their part in the music of Ainur, and their fate is bound up with the fate of Arda itself." From the Silmarillion Valaquenta. When slain, or their physical forms destroyed, they do not die as mortals do, but may become powerless to affect the world directly, or their spirits may be diminished to impotence. Sauron, as a Maiar, was not subject to death in the human sense. His defeat with the destruction of the One Ring meant not the end of his existence, but the scattering of his power, rendering him unable to shape the world or enact his will upon it. This fundamental distinction between the immortality of the Maiar and the mortality of elves, men, dwarves, and hobbits underlines the unique consequences of Sauron's downfall. Tolkien's Catholic faith subtly permeates his narrative, now quoting, "The shadow was only a small and passing thing. There was light and high beauty forever beyond its reach. The return of the king, the land of shadow." This quote is not just a reflection on the ephemeral nature of darkness, but a profound statement on the enduring power of goodness and beauty beyond the reach of evil. It echoes Tolkien's strong Christian belief in the transient nature of suffering and the eternal promise of salvation. The Fourth Age, heralded by Sauron's defeat, marks a pivotal shift. Now quoting, "The thrones of the kings of men filled with a new spirit that came from the west, the Silmarillion of the rings of power and the Third Age." This transition signifies not just a change of power, but a spiritual renewal, as the wisdom of the Valar influences the governance of men. It represents hope and the potential for renewal following the long shadow of tyranny. Despite Sauron's fall, his legacy of malice persists as a cautionary shadow. Now quoting, "For nothing is evil in the beginning, even Sauron was not so." The Silmarillion, Akalabeth. This quote underscores a central theme in Tolkien's work, the potential for corruption in all beings and the tragic path from purity to darkness. It invites reflection on the nature of evil and the choices that lead to fall and redemption. Our journey through the aftermath of Sauron's defeat reveals the resilience of hope and the enduring spirit against darkness. "The great shadow has departed," said Gandalf, "the return of the king, the field of Cormallen, signifying not just the end of Sauron, but the fading of an age where the fate of the world hung on the power of one." This narrative is a testament to the enduring light of hope, the triumph of the spirit, and the cyclical nature of histories and ages in the vast tapestry of Middle-earth. Thus concludes today's video, Explorer. We hope you liked it and will venture on and explore our library. If you have any requests for videos that you think you or your fellow explorers would enjoy, please comment below. Also, we invite you to subscribe to our channel to join our fellowship.